Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Stoddart. I'm a teacher at Pender Harbour Secondary School, and on behalf of everyone involved with this year's Pender Harbour Secondary School graduation, I would like to welcome you to this afternoon's ceremony and celebration. We would like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded territory of the Squamish Nation today, down at Elphinstone Secondary. I would also like to take this moment to welcome some honored guests who will be featured in today's ceremony. We have School Trustee Chair, Ms. Pamela Ruth, our School Superintendent, Mr. Patrick Bocking, and from the Seashell Indian Band Council, Corey August. Also, our member of the Legislative Assembly, Nicholas Simons, is here today, and several members of the School District 46 Indigenous Learning Team. And of course, the principal of our school, Mr. Chris Lakakis, is here as well. All right, we're going to get started now. There's some kids outside that door in the hallway, just finishing up the last little bit of their hallway education. And we're going to call them in now, one at a time, of course. First up to bat, we have Braden Zaishley. This is Braden Zaishley, and his candlelighter and girlfriend is Alexis Muir. Braden plans to continue his studies and become a Red Seal certified electrician. He's been fortunate enough to have the people he loves and cares about most beside him on this incredible educational journey. He wishes to thank his family and his teachers for helping him get through high school. And he wishes everyone in his grad class good luck in their future endeavors. Hannah Kennedy. Hannah is preparing to embark on a 4-year trip to hell called being a nursing student. And during this time, she's excited to be calling Victoria home. Hannah promises to keep Pender close to her heart while she travels the world, and she hopes to never forget the memories and the people from her little town. She wishes to thank all her family members for their support, teachers and learning assistants for their education and ambition, and the fire department for always making her laugh and letting her drive the fire truck now that she has graduated. I'm scared to learn that she got to drive the fire truck. Nelson McKenzie. Now there's a Canadian last name. Nelson and his candlelighter, Sarah Goldrup. Nelson will be attending Vancouver Island University next year and pursuing a degree in criminology. He wishes to thank his friends, family, and teachers for helping him through his years at Pender Harbour Secondary. And next up, we actually have a pair of grads. We have both Derek Ewan and Elenia Goulet. They are each other's candlelighters. Derek is looking forward to entering the world of trades at BCIT. He's planning to become an HVAC technician. Derek would like to thank his family for the constant support and his friends for always being there for him and creating some unforgettable memories. Elenia would like to thank her loving family and the staff at Pender Harbour Secondary, especially Mike and Dave, whom she is not allowed to call by their first names, for their constant support, regardless of her somewhat saucy attitude. She also wishes to say thank you to her friends for getting into trouble with her and making school something she looked forward to every day. She feels very fortunate to have such a special group to grow up with in Pender Harbour. Ella will miss carrying the soccer team with her besties and destroying grade 7s on the go-kart track at Rattlesnake Canyon. But she gives a shout out to everyone who made it possible with a school so small. Ella and I loves a lot about Pender, but is thrilled to trade in her cleats for some scrubs and begin her journey in the field of veterinary medicine. Emily Murden. Emily is being escorted by her candlelighter, Ryland Edwardson. Emily wishes to give a special thank you to the staff at Pender Harbour Secondary, especially Coro Saras, one of the assistants at the school, and Mr. Lakakis for being such a good guy, and all the rest of the staff for their special support this year. She's grateful to her friends at Pender in all the grades for making her feel welcome. Shaylin Chasson. And her candlelighter is her little sister, Ariana Chasson. Shaylin would like to thank her sister Ariana for being her candlelighter. And Shay thanks her family and friends for being there for her and helping her get through high school. Shaylin's future plans are to study animal health sciences and eventually to become a veterinary technician. Amelia Gray. Amelia is being escorted by her older sister, Charlotte Gray. At Pender, Amelia was known for her contagious positivity, I think she invented that word, and hippie lifestyle as an environmental activist, which explains her plans to attend the University of Victoria to study marine biology and environmental studies. She'd like to thank her family, especially her sister Charlotte, for being so supportive, and also the teachers for being so caring and flexible with Amelia's busy schedule. She'd like to shout out to her girlies for making high school enjoyable by filling it with crazy fun adventures. And one of these days, Amelia sees herself living in New Zealand, saving the ocean's environment, and scuba diving her heart out. Julia Masulo. Julia is being escorted by her kid sister, Jessica Masulo. And Julia is very excited to pursue her dream of becoming a police officer. She plans to study law enforcement at the Justice Institute in British Columbia. And she looks forward to one day fighting crime and chasing bad guys. And presumably bad women as well. She would like to thank her mentor, Constable Cameron, and her family for their endless support. Also, she would like to thank her close friends for all the years of great memories at Pender Harbour Secondary. Emma Noel. Emma is being escorted by her two younger sisters, Kaylee and Sarah Noel. She's got two candlelighters. After high school, Emma is going to take a makeup course at Blanche Macdonald to fulfill her dream in makeup artistry. Her years at PHSS have been filled with amazing memories with her classmates, and she'll miss them all so much in future years. She would like to thank all her teachers, but most importantly, Ms. Pierce, for helping her through these last few years. Carmen Fuller. Carmen arrived at Pender only a year ago and appreciated how welcoming everyone made her feel. The thing she'll miss most about high school is the fun field trips that she had. She's planning on doing general studies for her first year of college and then transferring to an arts program. She really hopes one day she'll get the chance to do some traveling. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Pender Harbour graduating class of 2020. I would now like to call upon our Pender Harbour Secondary School Choir to lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
To start things off, I would like to introduce our district Indigenous team and several members of the Seashelt Indian Band who will perform a welcoming song for us.
Tinina Messiah, Waymain Chinsquish, Allah Chocolate, Mewela Amash, Tashisha Svia, Chie Zachin to Swawelos, a chocolate to Ukwat, Tashisha. Good evening, everyone. My ancestral name is Kwayamain. Here from the Seashell people. Welcome you to our Seashell Swia, our Seashell Nation territory. Here to welcome you, congratulating our grads of 2020. Thanking our dear fellow co-workers here, our language and cultural team and our EA of the Seashell district. Here to share our Seashell welcome song with you. And again, I congratulate you all on your success in your graduation. Olno Molchala, we would like to share, to welcome you, to begin with our Seashell welcome song.
Yeah.
So, thank you, welcome you again to our Seashell Swea. Again, happy to be here to share and be with you, even though we're not physically here with you. I always say that when we are in our chocolate gym, to all the parents, how to say chocolate properly. We say chocolate. Chocolate. I hear a lot of people say chadlac as a slang, but chocolate in our language means the outer waters of our people. So welcome you to our chocolate Swea. Again, it's chocolate, not chat or chadlac. Just reminding you how it's said properly. Again, congratulating you all, Chades, Ancient, Ukwats, Wawelos, congratulating you on your success. We'd now like to share our honor song with you. Hold on, we'll tell them. Congratulations, and then have a good evening. Thank you.
The school board would like to extend their greetings to the participants of the day. Allow me to introduce our District School Board Trustee and School Board Chair, Ms. Pamela Ruth.
I stand here at this podium on behalf of the School District 46 Sunshine Coast Board of Education to congratulate you on this amazing achievement. You have all worked so very hard to get to this point, only to find uncertainty and where you will go from here. I'm not going to sugarcoat what you're going to face going forward. These are unprecedented times. However, they are also ever-changing times. The beauty of the future is that it is always the unknown. No one has the privilege of seeing beyond what is today. Plans? If you had plans on going to university, but now everything is online, just remember 3 months ago, half the adult population didn't know what Zoom was. If we can figure it out, you can rock whatever technology has to throw at you. Planned on backpacking in Australia or taking a gap year travel to Europe? We already live in an amazing country that people from all over the world come to visit. Our beautiful province even more so. Explore your own backyard. Spend part of your grad money on helping your local economy get back on its feet. You will forever be known as the COVID class of 2020. But I am a believer in a silver lining. You will be able to outstory our generation with our 13 TV channels and no PVR. And even your grandparents' generation with walking to school 2 miles uphill, both there and back. You are special. You will face the unknown head on and accept the challenges that come your way, because that's who you are now. I would like to extend our thanks to your parents, as well as to teachers and staff for helping keep your momentum going. I am sure it was not an easy feat keeping you on task regardless of the pandemic. But ultimately, it was your doing, your perseverance that got you here. And it is that spark that will get you through anything the future throws at you. You've got this. And remember, when the path looks difficult, look back at what you have already accomplished, what you have been through, and know that just like getting to where you are at this moment, you will never be truly alone. Chin chin sway, we are all in this together. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2020.
We also have greetings from the Superintendent's Office. I would like to introduce our School District 46 Superintendent, Mr. Patrick Bocking.
I am so pleased to be here with you to celebrate your graduation from high school. I'm also pleased to be able to talk to you a little bit about where you are, because you are graduating from one of the best educational systems in the world. We know that British Columbia students consistently rank very highly on international tests of literacy and mathematics and science. So one of the things that you can take with you is an academic background that has prepared you for whatever you want to do in the future. I often wonder, though, as important as that is in education, is to educate, if that's really the most important thing that you're getting out of your high school experience. When I visit your school, I see students and staff interacting with each other respectfully and joyfully. As a stranger, I may come into the school and students smile at me. They hold the door for me. They make me feel welcome. It's a special culture that you have in your school. It's a special environment that is going to set you up for success for the rest of your life. It's something special to set up a system and a culture of support. Wherever you go for the rest of your lives, you're going to be bringing that with you. We have challenges in our world. We have diversity. We have change. And we have opportunity. With your excellent education that you've developed with your teachers and with other staff, you're going to do wonderfully. wherever you go. Some of you are going to begin in the work world. Some of you are going to be thinking a little bit more about exactly what it is you want to do. And some of you are going straight to college or university to further your education in different areas. Wherever you go, all of us at School District 46, all of your teachers and your principals, all staff, are so proud of you. Congratulations on your graduation. I wish you all the best.
Cool little tidbit, he and I went to the same high school. The Minister of Education and the Ministry of Education would like to extend greetings to all our grads and to all the families this afternoon. Presenting on behalf of the Minister of Education and the Ministry, our local member of the Legislative Assembly, Mr. Nicholas Simons.
Congratulations to everyone who's graduating, to the entire class of 2020. On behalf of the people of the province of British Columbia and the Premier and all the residents of the Sunshine Coast, this is an exciting day for you. Years of schooling have culminated in a wonderful opportunity to celebrate this significant milestone in your life. I'd like to acknowledge that I'm on the traditional territory of the Squamish people, and I recognize that School District 46 spreads throughout the Coast Salish territory to the Sechelt people as well, and I like to respect the protocol and acknowledge the territory. You're graduating from one of the best school systems in all of North America. We have the best teachers, we have the best administrators, we have the best staff that British Columbians could possibly hope for. What you've learned since entering kindergarten is impossible to quantify, but what you've gained is evident. Friendships, maturity, knowledge, and an understanding of the world that I hope serves you well throughout your lifetime. Kindergarten was so long ago, it's possible that you've already had memories that might have faded. You've had triumphs, likely you've had struggles, but along the way, you've had friends, teachers, coaches, and family to guide, push and pull, and laugh with you along the way. And this year's graduation is like no other. To you who have looked forward to doing what last year's class did, or what an older sibling or friends or relatives might have done when they graduated, you might be disappointed. But we all know you'll find ways of marking this achievement in other ways, that you'll find time in, I hope, the not too distant future where you and your friends can get together for fun. You're graduating during a pandemic that has jostled our society's foundations. Sporting and artistic events have been canceled, schools have been emptied, businesses closed, gatherings have been prohibited, and people couldn't even approach each other. And stacked on top of this is a renewed worldwide demand for racial justice, for murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls, for Black people, for Asian people, and for brown people. One day, you'll look back when some of your memories of this time may have faded, or when distance may separate you from this beautiful Sunshine Coast. I hope that on that day, you feel an immense pride in knowing that when our world faced a threat, that you and your community came together as children, youth, adults, and seniors as one, and as British Columbians, we did what we had to do. Bonnie Henry has pointed out that this is going to be a unique graduating class. It's been over 100 years since we've had an event like this pandemic, she says. Few of us will ever know or experience graduating in circumstances such as this. So, in the words of our provincial health officer, be kind, be calm, and be safe. And from all of us, we hope you just do your best, and congratulations.
And at this time, I would like to introduce an old friend of mine, Corey August. He's a council member from the Seashelt Indian Band, and he wishes to extend graduation wishes to our grads. Corey.
Tequicwi Seashach Nation. Councillor Corey August here to share a message on behalf of Council. Council would like to congratulate all graduates of 2020 from Mamiman, from Kinnikinnick, from Chatlaige, from colleges, from universities. Wherever you're graduating, we are proud of you. The Seashach Nation is proud of you. So if you're graduating from grade 12, college, or university, whatever road you choose, we hope it's a smooth road for you, because life certainly has its ups and downs, but we hope there's more ups for you. We would also like to share with you that the Seashach Nation is here for you, that the education department is here for you, so please reach out to our education department if you're looking for answers or guidance. They are here to help you. So once again, congratulations to you all. We love you and have a good day.
And we now have greetings from someone we all know and see almost every day, our own Pender Harbour Secondary Principal, Mr. Chris Lakakis. Mr. Lakakis.
Well, doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, the gods smile down on a principal and they get a grad class that's so amazing and so special. The speech writing is effortless. Takes less than 10 minutes. This speech took 6 hours. I guess maybe next year we'll be lucky. It's truly an honor to stand before you today as your principal. It was a little over a year ago when I found out from Superintendent Bocking that I'd be staying at Pender for another year. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I remember I was at home in my backyard, watering the garden, and I got his call. I was overwhelmed with emotion. Honestly, I was so excited that when I heard the good news, I literally wet my plants. It's true. All kidding aside, your principal's message today is about how proud I am of you. What a year. The world faced a lot of turmoil this year as our way of life, our very definition of normal, was put to the test with what we experienced over the last few months. For our learning community specifically, Sackinaws faced challenges that we've never encountered before. These challenges could be seen as depressing, unfair, and robbing us of our ability to enjoy life. But that would be awesome. I'm proud to say that I have never seen so many examples of over the last few months by our school, and more importantly today, by the students who are sitting on the stage with us. Your ability to navigate these challenges did not just happen overnight. I'd like to remind you that since kindergarten, you've been surrounded by many great teachers. Your school teachers, your coaches, your community members, your mentors, and of course, your parents and guardians. But your best teacher, you're only beginning to know. And that, my friends, is experience. Experience is your best teacher. The path that each of you take will be your own. And you will go through many of life's joys and pains, and with every move forward, and certainly with every setback, you will learn valuable lessons along the way. When you're riding high and doing well, life feels amazing. Everything seems easy. But sometimes, life throws curveballs. And when you least expect them, like having your grad in the year 2020, but it's in these difficult times that your resolve will be tested, your resilience emerges, and your character will be defined. So graduates, remember, tough times don't last, but tough people do. As you leave Pender Harbour Secondary, I'd like to thank you for all making us so proud. You are indeed a uniquely talented group of thinkers, doers, and givers. I feel that I can speak on behalf of the entire Madeira and Pender community when I say that we are all proud of you. We believe in you, and we're excited for the bright future ahead of you. Thank you and congratulations. Go Sackenos.
Thank you, Mr. Lakakis. The key of knowledge. This is traditionally passed forward from the graduating class pardon me, to the members of the grade 11 class in the belief that the upcoming senior class will continue with the same artistic, athletic, and scholastic effort and enthusiasm in the next school year. So at this time, I would like to call upon last year's recipients of the key, Hannah Kennedy and Amelia Gray, to pass on the key of knowledge to grade 11 students Sarah Goldrup and Jake Roberts.
Amelia and I are excited to present the Key of Knowledge to the grade 11 students, Sarah Goldrup and Jake Roberts. This key represents leadership, wisdom, and the commitment to keeping Pender spirit alive. It is now time to pass this down, as you will be the new leaders of our school.
You know, we never found that big door that key opened. We are always still looking. Anyway, don't let us down and make next year a good one to make up for this year that bombed. Adopt our class's spirit and enthusiasm because Pender is going to need it. Good luck. We are pretty happy you're taking this off our hands. It was occupying a lot of space in our closet. Thank you.
Thank you for this honor. On behalf of Jake and myself, we wish you guys the best in the future.
Thank you, Sarah. Jake, unfortunately, could not make it down today. But I can tell you what he looks like. He looks exactly like Jesus. He does. He does. I love this next little section. Traditionally, this is our guest speaker section. Traditionally, our guest speaker or keynote speaker is chosen by the graduating class as a way of saying thank you to that person for words of advice, wisdom, and encouragement given over the years. That person has played an important role in the lives of the graduates and invariably enjoys the opportunity to say a few parting words to our students at these sorts of ceremonies. The guest speaker for this afternoon is former principal at Madeira Park Elementary. Please join with the grads for a warm welcome to a very important person and a good friend of mine, Mr. Barry Krengle.
Pender Harbour grads, can you imagine how different Friday the 13th, just before spring break came, how different that would have been if you knew it was the last day you'd all be together? If you knew it might be the last time you own the grad hallway, or the last time you might be falling out of a tree on a Mr. Heiderich manhunt mission, or the last time you'd be chuckling at a Mr. Stoddart's story, or giggle when Mr. Josh calls you my little cherubs. I bet you would have stormed the music room to thank Miss Douglas for the wonderful productions, the choir performances, and the band concerts. Miss Pierce would be a mess, receiving your hugs and thank yous for always caring so deeply. Miss Denor would be right there to make sure this day would be extra special. Miss Hovanes would not let you go. I said miss? Mr. Hovanes would not let you go without a final basketball game. Coro, Sherry, and Shan would be handing out Kleenex and some deep, heartfelt grad advice. There's no way Tammy would let you go without a final healing circle. And Anna would certainly not let you out the door without handing you a memento to celebrate what an amazing, united group you are. And of course, Mr. Lakakis would be at the door with misty eyes, decked out in Viking horns, giving you a final handful of high chews. You've touched the hearts of many 2020 grads. Can you imagine the gratitude you would feel and the sense of accomplishment that would be the cause for so many hugs and handshakes? It's reciprocal. Your teachers and schoolmates too would be celebrating you like mad because you are a class with so much character. I am so honored to be here today, standing here before you, and I am one of the many who've been moved by your wonderful character. Back in grade 5, when I first joined you at Madeira, I was so inspired by your sense of adventure and your eagerness to try new things. You were the very first to line up for hallway sprints, study Vancouver Harbour, tandem around Stanley Park, storm the gondola up Grouse and tear up the trails by Shannon Falls. You jumped on the Polar Express, organized the first Fine Arts Festival, our first Week Without Walls. No matter what you did at Madeira Park Elementary School, your enthusiasm and your wonderful participation was inspiring. You made everything so much fun. It doesn't get better than that for a brand new principal. And it's been such a pleasure working again with you this year when I filled in for Mr. Lakakis. While I've both figuratively and literally looked up to you grade 12s this year, I was not surprised to hear the Pender Harbour staff raving about your citizenship, your sense of adventure, your support for one another, and the outstanding leadership skills that have not only impacted Pender Harbour School, but the whole community. You wear big shoes, Pender Harbour grads. Today is so exciting because you're all together again, since we so innocently headed off to spring break. We know you were excited to return for your final term, prepare for all the grad festivities, banquets, parties, celebrations, and most important, to share this milestone with family and friends. Then the world changed. Suddenly there were more serious things to consider. All those small things that seemed so important seemed somewhat frivolous. Bigger issues now fill our time, such as the health of loved ones and the economy. What will the world look like when this pandemic ends? There are so many obstacles ahead of you that it can seem overwhelming and frightening. You are not alone. All of us have been a bit frightened these past few months, and fear can sometimes paralyze us. What we have all been through the last few months can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves, our community, and our loved ones. Why have we been doing all the self-isolation, self-distancing, hand-washing, wearing face masks to protect others, especially the most vulnerable in our society? That's pretty powerful when you think about it. We're all trying to move away from our own issues and concerns and really tempting to think about the bigger picture. This may be one of the most talked about times for decades to come. And this grad class of 2020 will be in the forefront, creating that change. And boy, is this particular class well prepared for the coming challenges, because you are inspiring in so many ways. This particular graduation has come at a time and in a way no one had expected or could have predicted. You're inspiring because amidst the pandemic, amidst the disappointment of the celebrations aforementioned, this class has stuck together and moved forward. As Nobel Peace Prize recipient Malala recently said to 2020 grads, we don't want to be defined by what we lost to this virus, but how we responded to it. You are a unique grad class because you'll be the first group of high school graduates who will determine how we rebuild. And that means the opportunities ahead are unlimited. Our future will depend on how you collaborate, problem solve, think creatively, embrace diversity, and do things in a way they've never been done before. You are already one step ahead. Just look at how you embrace our community. You're volunteer firefighters, you're lifeguards, swimming teachers, you work with the Girl Guides, you've been instrumental in helping establish PODS, the Pender Harbour Oceans Discovery Project, to conduct aquatic research. You work at the stables, you help run the Pender Harbour Mountain Grind, you volunteer with the RCMP, you help out at the elementary school running special days and activities, you're involved in so many sports teams and activities, you're environmental activists, your social justice initiative within our school and our community reflect such great leadership. These are the skills, values, and attitudes that will continue to assist you and all of us. These are the times that will tie you together like never before. You knew this year wouldn't be easy, but who was prepared to deal with such unforeseen circumstances? By sticking together, you have shown that you don't let hardship stop you, you don't back down or hide from adversity. These are the things that will propel you into the future because you are resilient. 2020 grads, you started school in the olden days before the great pandemic of 2020. We may refer to those earlier years, well, that was before the pandemic, much like people talk about times before the Depression or the war or the internet. You're graduating in a new age, the Great Reset, and this may be your reference for years to come. This class will signify a new way, a new approach, and a new time and the new realities. We will follow your steps as you lead us into this brave new world and show us how to create new opportunities. We are entering a time we are not falling back on an old way of doing things, and it is you young people who will show us new ways. We will follow you as you challenge adversity and stand up for diversity as you blaze a path in this new world. No matter what path you blaze it with passion, embrace the adventure, create new stories, and most important, look after one another, because you're a very special and unique group. That's a lot to take in, and you have the love and support of your families and your community and your teachers. And remember, no matter where you are or what you are doing, integrity and good character are prized by every great faith and every great tradition. Integrity means managing our lives in a way that focuses on the ideals that unite us. These ideals define this class. Congratulations, Pender Harbour grads. Congratulations, parents. Congratulations, teachers, Mr. Lakakis, the whole Pender Harbour staff, Pender Harbour community who is celebrating you so much. Thank you, grads, for inviting me to this momentous occasion. I'm so proud to be able to be speaking to you. I'm wishing you all the very best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kringle. You know, I think there's two ways for a guy to go to have good COVID hair in this environment. Like, you either got to go shave it all off, like Mr. Lakakis, or you just kind of like stay hippie, like Mr. Kringle. I'm kind of stuck in the middle ground there. I'm very jealous of both. We now move on to the part of the ceremony where each graduate receives their school leaving certificate. And the first graduate to come up is Braden Zaishley. Carmen Fuller. And please congratulate Julia Masulo. Shaylin Chasson. Emma Noel. Amelia Gray. Emily Murden. Way to go, Emily. Elanaya Goulet. I think that was a bit of a saucy smile. Derek Ewan. Hannah Kennedy. Hannah thinks that Kennedy's Scottish, but we all know it's Irish. Last but not least, Nelson McKenzie. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate again the Pender Harbour Secondary graduating class of 2020. My favorite part, the valedictorian speech. To be chosen as class valedictorian is an honor bestowed upon a member of the graduating class. Typically, they're an individual selected by the school community as the student that best typifies the spirit and honest efforts of the class in general. This student speaks to the general beliefs and attitudes of their classmates and has served as a positive role model for the rest of the class. The honor of class valedictorian for the Pender Harbour graduating class of 2020 is Ms. Amelia Gray.
Welcome to Pender Harbour's grad class of 2020. Just in case you were confused, because we are at Elfie. We used to dream about our grad, planning the most memorable moment of our high school careers. We were always so stoked that we had the cool year of 2020 to graduate in. It just had a ring to it. However, nobody predicted that 2020 would go down in history as one of the craziest years ever. I think our class may just be cursed. We have yet to have a real graduation ceremony. First the teacher strike and now this. Watch out when we are supposed to graduate from university, because that will possibly be the start of the zombie apocalypse. Pause for laughter. Not sure if I should wait here longer. I'm really missing that crowd. Anyway, it doesn't matter the quantity of time we had in high school. It's about the quality time. Lucky for us, we've made some really great memories at Pender over the years. We were considered as the golden class. Good kids who never got in trouble and did their work on time. Well, somewhat on time. We knew how the teachers saw us, and every year we'd milk it just a little bit more. The best times were in Mr. Walls' class in grades 7 and 8. We could persuade him to do anything. Pretty much every week we'd say it was somebody's birthday, so he would put on a movie instead of doing science and math. Some of us had 3 or 4 birthdays that year. In return, we'd feed him super sour candies and laugh at his facial expressions. We only gave him heartburn once in a while. The rest of the time, we'd beg him to tell us stories and pretend like we hadn't heard them before. Our class definitely had the most school spirit. Every December, we'd go all out for hallway decorating, and we're talking Martha Stewart good, with themes and everything. It's no wonder we have been the reigning hallway champs since we stepped foot in the school. Our drive to win was mostly for the bragging rights, but also the pizza. Speaking of which, Lakakis, you still owe us for a few of our past wins. I wrote a series of limericks expressing our time at Pender, so here it goes. Pender's been our home for many years, but now we venture forth like pioneers. Shout out to our buddies who distract us from our studies. Our legacy, it never disappears. Hoagie, you know that thing we made in shop? We used it as a beer pong tabletop. Hikes with Heidi up the creek, Stoddart story hat, so chic. It's been an awesome voyage, what a bop. The memories we've made are so unreal, the tears and fears and joys we can't conceal. The school we did enhance with our sexy and you know it dance. That tiny house is ours and it we'll steal. That's right, you aren't getting away with all that free child labor. My class did all the building of that tiny house, so watch out because we may be taking that with us when we go. Pender is like our nursing log. It's our energy source, and I'm sure we will all be coming back for some more. The majority of us have grown up here our whole lives, and we have only seen a minuscule amount of the world. As much as I love our tiny school, it's time to be free now, to face the challenges of life. We still have so much to see and explore, and as Shakespeare says, the world's our oyster. If our class continues to be as involved and hardworking as we were in high school, I have no doubt that we will exceed in life. There is no limit to your dreams and passions. Pursue something you love and enjoy, because the best way to live is to be happy. So have fun and never stop the good times rolling, because a day in which you have not laughed is a day wasted. I wish all my classmates the best in their future endeavors, and I am so excited to see what we will make of ourselves. Peace out. I love you all.
Thank you very much, Amelia. I made every effort to edit beer pong out of that limerick, but it didn't work. We now move into the part of the program where the community, through individuals and organizations, shows their continued support of the education of our children. And that's the presentation of scholarships and bursaries. These gifts of money to the students assist parents and families who may not otherwise be able to afford the ever-increasing costs of post-secondary education. And they also serve as an acknowledgement of the work and dedication that our students have put in up to this point. And I got to say, as a guy who graduated 100 years ago, there wasn't this much wealth being distributed at my graduation ceremony. Not that I would have gotten any anyway, but it's a pretty impressive thing to watch how many businesses and individuals in our community make a very significant contribution to the next step that you folks go on. So we will now display the generous donor groups and winners of our school select and donor bursaries. Once again, folks, on behalf of our grads, we thank you, our wonderful community members and groups who help support the future of our community. And with that, our program draws to a close. We will now head into the recessional of graduates. They're leaving now. So ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we witness our young friends making their way back down the walkway and towards their future. Students will be leaving in reverse order from their entrance, and a little quicker because the exit song is a lot shorter and some of them have been sitting for a long time. And after all that water before going on, well, you guys can get the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the Pender Harbour graduating class of 2020.
Be that silver lining to the story. If you thought that I would turn and run, then y'all don't know me. May my fears rest in peace, cause that's a old me. Got this taste on my tongue, I crave the glory. Gasoline in my veins, be the fuel through my pain. Oh, as we rise from the flames. Heart of a lion, never say never. Cut like a diamond, shine under pressure. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Pound on your chest like there's no tomorrow. Just play the game right, no one can follow. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up. They say the struggle is real. I say the struggle reveals how you deal with the monster that's inside you. I don't buy into the luck. I put my faith and my trust in my team every